Hi everyone, it's Dutch Reefer here and welcome to this new video update of my big reef tank. So the last update was with my nano tank, which is running in the living room, and this time it's time again for a video of the big tank. Since quite a lot has changed over the past few weeks, so I want to take you through some of the changes and show you a little bit of the updates that I have been applying and that I want to share with you. So as you know, or may not know, this is my big fish only tank. There are some live corals in it. There's no fake corals in it, by the way, so the corals that you see are alive or skeletons. Mainly stocked with fish at the moment, and I'm just basically waiting for it to stabilize a little more, which may take a couple of more months, but I think it's going in the right direction, which I will show you in a minute. So the tank is actually doing pretty well. A lot of the fish actually all the fish are doing quite well as well. I haven't seen any fish dying over the past few months, or even I think the last fish dying was the spotted drum, which is already I think last year. So all in all, the fish are doing pretty great. So yeah, let's take you through an update. First thing you might notice is that the sand looks awfully clean on this side of the tank, and of course I would like to say that is because my tank is so super stable, but that's not the case. It's because I added some new sand earlier this week. I'll zoom in on it a little bit. As you might be able to see, these are spheric pearl-like sand bits. They're actually called Tonga pearls. They're by Aquamatic. So they're not made from crushed coral or coral sand. These are artificially made pearls, which act as a substrate. Overall, I really like the look of it. It's very clean. It's very white. It's not very dusty, so that's definitely a plus. Since you only have to rinse it for about 3 or 4 times with water, and then of course rinse it 1 more time or 2 more times with salt water or reverse osmosis water to make sure it's clean. And yeah, that's basically some of the new sand on this side. So we will go to the other side in a minute, and you'll see the normal sand over there. So there is still some cyanoalgae in the tank, as you can see, for example, right here next to the green coral. But that's yeah, of course, that's a sign of the time, and it needs to disappear over time. One thing, I think the biggest change that I want to show you this week is that I reverted my tank back to being a Peninsula tank. So for the past few months I had a black tape on the back wall of the tank, and I actually decided to remove that again, since when the tape was getting covered by algae on the inside of the glass, it started to look a bit dirty, and I actually didn't like it a lot anymore. And also it wasn't really doing any, it was blowing all the sand away from the front of the tank, so the front 10 centimeters was turning into a bare bottom tank, which I quite disliked. So that's why I reverted it back to the old situation. So there's 2 gyres now here at the far end of the Peninsula, and as an added bonus I've added 2 more gyres here on the other end, which are placed vertically, and still the Jecod's SOW15s are above that. So there's now 6 pumps in the tank, which should be sufficient for creating enough flow. So just a quick rundown, these still are going up, so these are going up through the tank, then down here again. You can see it because the GSP is moving downwards, so you can see that's being caused by the gyres at the other end, and then these gyres are just vertically moving the water this way again, so in that way creating a kind of a circular flow inside the tank. Yeah, so that's this side of the tank. Another thing that I changed, which you will mainly see on the other side, is my Reefscape. So I made it a little bit more open, which will switch to directly going to the other end. So here you can see it even better. There was a rock here, but the rock wasn't holding anything up, so I just simply removed it, and made a little bit more of a cave-like structure here. And as you can see, the eel is under here, so this gives a really cool shot of the eel peeking its head out of its cave, which is obviously made by these little friends who just keep making caves for the eel, or actually for themselves, but the eel is taking advantage of them, which is of course also kind of a symbiosis thing. So as I mentioned, the sand on this side looks a little less clean, still clean enough for my taste. There is some detritus on there, which I will sometimes take out with a hose. But all in all, I'm pretty good with it the way it is right now. Sorry for the camera. The gimbal is giving up a little bit because of the added weight of the coral lens, the DD coral lens, which is a yellow lens. So yeah, as you can see, the tank is clear again from this side. It was quite a lot of work to remove all the algae that had been collecting here over the past few months. But I'm very happy that I decided to remove it, since yeah, it's actually pretty cool to have a Peninsula tank again, and I didn't realize that I missed it so much. So all in all, pretty happy with this. Perhaps this side is even better than the other side now. Of course, adding some corals to the equation would be even cooler. But yeah, that's not going to happen until I can see my other corals clearly doing better. Since this tank is mainly for the fish at the moment. You can see there are some corals left in here. These are not the most beautifully looking corals. They're not always extending. They're not always in their best color and best shape. For example, this Montipora is supposed to be blue. It's now a bit more of a grayish color. You can see these Montiporas are struggling. So there's still quite a lot of work to be done on this tank in stabilizing it. I'm still dosing the ATI Pro, which is an all-in-one solution which consists of two bottles, which is working fine, so I can keep my parameters in check with that, which I'm doing. But the nitrates and the phosphates are my biggest challenge at the moment. These are still through the roof. So the phosphates are 0.5, 0.6, and the nitrates are still above 50. So yeah, I need to find the source. It's also one of the reasons why I've added 2 more gyres to the equation to create more flow. I have a new return pump, a Maxspect pump, which I'll review next week, which is 12,000 liters instead of 8,000 liters in capacity. So all in all, I'm doing all I can to remove those values, or to reduce those values. For example, let me show you in here in the sump. You might have seen this before. The sump area is where my macroalgae are. So there's some caulerpa in here, which is still growing and doing pretty well. You can see. So I regularly take out a bit of this caulerpa to feed to my tanks. There's 2 skimmers in here. The one on the left is the one that I've had for a long time, which is dry skimming, and the one on the right is the new Maxspect skimmer, which has been skimming a little bit more wet. So I have to empty it every 2 days to get to remove as much stuff from the water as I can. Then again, of course, I know I have a lot of fish. Fish tend to poop, so it's kind of normal that having a lot of fish will also cause a lot of bad stuff in your water. But then again, I'm trying to keep it as stable as I can, because eventually I would love to add some more corals. Of course, corals that won't be eaten by this beautiful little angel fish, which has been developing a taste for all kind of different corals. So especially soft corals, are on his menu these days. Sometimes thinking about should I remove him from the tank or keep him, but yeah, I think he's just too beautiful at the moment to remove or to sell actually. So I'm keeping on to that one for holding on to that one for the moment. And all in all, yeah, that was kind of the update that I wanted to share with you on the big tank. So back to Peninsula, added more flow. Fish are still doing great. Reefscape has opened up a little bit more, which will also create a little bit more flow. And yeah, all in all, pretty happy with the progress so far, and hoping that it will only get better from here. So let's root for that. And I'll see you in the next video. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. You, your family, and I wish you all the best, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.